Good morning, friends. Hello. How are you this morning? Good morning to you. Hope you are having a terrific day and that this Thursday finds you gloriously as we enter into a new month and a new time. Welcome, everybody. Good morning as we wait, just wait here for a few folks to come along. Hope you are grand on this beautiful morning. How are you today? Hello, hello. The much coveted, much desired, often imitated, never reproduced First Congregational Church of Fall River mug. Uh, if ever you'd like one, let us know. Good morning, Karen. Glad you're here. Jamie Battles, everybody. When are you going to Sports Med? Oh, I hope for healing for you. Good morning, Roselia. I pray you had a great birthday on Monday. I hope it was awesome. That hoping for a cure today. Well, we'll hope for that for sure. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing all right on this day. Good to see you. Pray for good things. As we are getting ready to go, I'm going to, or at least a band aid. Exactly. Hey, John, good morning to you from the road. Hope you're having a good day. Just a few notes this morning before as we get going. Hey, Mountain Streams Music, Jane and John, everybody. So glad you're here. If you've never heard Jane's music, she plays a mean harp, and I don't know. Well, I don't know if the harp can be mean, but it's really quite beautiful. I'd actually encourage you to take a look over at Mountain Streams Music at some of her stuff. It is really gorgeous. Good. Before we get going this morning, I just want to remind a couple of us just that we might pray this morning. Our friend Vicky is ill. She is sick with COVID and is home, and so please pray for her and hold her up. She'll be all right, but it's just a long, painful, hurting journey. She's pretty sick, so please keep her in your prayers. Also, our friend Jim, a member of our church here, has been sick and continues to be ill. Please pray for him and his wife Edie as they're going through, as he is still quite sick in Rhode Island Hospital. So please hold them up in your prayers today, because that's what we do here. We are a community that cares for each other. We're a community that prays for each other. We're a community that encourages each other, and we journey together. Even though we are attached by these little digital threads that from through thousands of miles for some of us, you are a part of this journey, and that you are cared for and you are loved. Good morning. Thank you, Dawn, for praying for Vicky. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's get going this morning. It is the first day of September, the 1st of September. It is the beginning and movement of a new time towards a new season. We're not quite there yet, and I don't want to wish our lives away, but we are on the edge. So welcome this 11:11 with all that your life has brought you and all that this day has brought you. Welcome. I want to talk today about the Model T. We're going to do a little show and tell today. So this right here is a 1925 Model T Ford. It was truly the first great automobile that allowed people all over America to be able to move around. You could get it for in a time when automobiles were often going for more than $1,000. You could get one of these babies for $280, a brand new off the lot. You could get it in any color you wanted as long as it was black. Uh, my father actually learned to drive on a Model T. That was their car when he was coming up. He's born in 1939, and there were still Model Ts running down the road as he was learning to drive in the late 40s and early 50s. And so he tells the story of, you can imagine what the heater looked like in the middle of cold Maine winters. And so he would tell the story. He would be getting ready to go to Morse High School, he would ride into town with my grandfather, as he was going to work at Bath Iron Works, and they'd have to get the car ready to go. And one of the processes to do that is you can imagine what the defroster looked like in those days. Is that in fact when the windshield got iced over and screened over, there's really not much cleaning it off. So what they would do is they would take a big bucket of water and they would get it boiling hot on the wood stove until just as hot as they could get it, and they would grab it and run outside and throw it on the windshield, and it would immediately melt away all the ice. But it was so hot also that all of the water would immediately also turn to steam, and the windshield would be just as clear, well, as glass. I tell you that story only to say that the Model T has been an integral part of kind of the American experience of what it is, and you don't see many of them around anymore. You don't see many of it, but they're a part. And I believe that there's a couple of lessons that we can get from the Model T that I want to talk about today. And one is that when Henry Ford was building the Model T, so Henry Ford was born on a farm. He was largely he did not read well. He did not speak well. But he was an incredible savant with mechanical things. And when he was beginning to start Ford Motor Company in 1908, he put in an order for transmissions. Now they were often they had a couple of names, the Model T. One was the Tin Lizzie because of the thinness of the automobile, but it would also, another name was Leaping Lena because of the way that the transmissions shifted, is that you were kind of in gear or you were out of gear, so that quite literally the Model T would jump when you first went into gear. And so, because he made the most simple transmissions he could make. And so when he was contracting with the transmission maker, he gave specific designs for the boxes that it was going to be shipped in. He said, I want them this many inches tall, this many inches high, and the boxes will only be made out of ash wood. And the transmission maker was a little perplexed by this, but he agreed to it because he really wanted what looked like this enterprise that this young man not that young at this point, but this man Ford was coming up with, that there was actually a great potentiality in this. So they're like, oh, okay, we'll send you the transmissions in these boxes, and so they did. And as the boxes began to arrive, and as the Model Ts began to be assembled on some of the first assembly lines that we've ever heard of, the design of the floorboard was precisely the design of the side of the wood box that the transmission would be shipped in. Ford, coming up extremely poor, or on a farm where everything had to be utilized, made the very shipping crate that went into the Model T, the very floorboard. It is why today that if we look at an automobile, we'll look at the thing that is underneath your feet we call a floorboard, because they were originally boards. They were originally the packing crates for the transmission of the Model T. I tell you that story to remind you of the first line of the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. that all things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. You see, friends, there is that our lives, I think, particularly right now, we can get all jammed up. We can get all worried about whether or not we're spending our time the right way, whether or not we're doing the right things, whether or not things are falling apart, whether or not things are coming undone, whether or not we're right or we're wrong. And that are to remember that if Henry Ford can be smart enough to use the packing crate of a transmission for the floorboard of his car, then God is smart enough to use everything in your life, all the pieces and parts, all of your supposed wasted time, all of the things that you think just have no meaning or are there for no other purpose than your suffering. God can use all pieces and all parts for the glory and for the glorification to bring good things from heaven. You see, that's the promise, and that's the invitation. Is that there is this way in which we are made that we think this part of my life, oh, that doesn't have any function or use. That was just a big wasted moment and wasted time. Oh, that piece and that function, that's just a big moment and wasted time. And I think when we think that, when we throw away parts of our own being, when we throw away parts of our own soul, and even maybe parts of our own being because they're gnarly and because they're ugly, because we don't like them, because we don't like maybe the person we were when we were doing them, when we throw them away, we miss out on part of the construction. We become incomplete because in God's design, all the things, even our most worst mistakes, even our most worst pains, even the stuff, even not even the thing, but the thing that the thing came in, that has its function in God's design. There is no wasted space. There is no wasted items. There is no wasted lumber in the economy of God. And the Model T and Henry Ford's little creation of that reminds us of that. The second thing about the Model T that I want to talk about today is simply it comes from a story by Russell McKinney, and he tells the story of a man who finally convinces his wife to get a Model T. They've given up on the horse, and they decide they're early 1900s, one of the first early adopters to get a Model T, and they finally get it, and they get it going, and they kind of leap forward as the car would do as it started out, and they go for this ride, and they're having a great time. It's really amazing to be able to moving down the road without a horse in front of them, with no other way around them other than and to be so free and to be so ability and all of it able to move. And all of a sudden, the engine coughs and the car dies, and the husband opens the hood and pokes at some things, but doesn't really know that much what he's looking for in a new mechanical thing, contraption like a Model T as it was in the early days, and so he just gives up, and he decides that this whole thing is just a mistake. It's just a fad. Like the automobile will never catch on, and it's never gonna do anything. And he starts plotting about how he is gonna get his wife home, from their jaunt that they have out of the city. And as they're sitting there, a brand new Model T comes chugging along down the road, and it stops. He says, "Hello, friend. What's the matter?" He says, "I knew I shouldn't have bought this thing. It's no good. It's junk." that uh, it's just died on me here on the road. And he says, well, as the kind of the stately gentleman kind of gets out and steps out, he says, well, you mind if I take a look? He says, go ahead, but it won't do you any good. Can't be fixed. And so the gentleman opens the hood, and somewhere a pair of pliers and a screwdriver appears, and after a few moments, the stately gentleman says, "Give it a try," and he cranks the handle in front of the car, and it roars to life. As the stately gentleman stands before him and starts to make his way back to his car, the husband yells, "He says, wait a minute! Thanks so much. Who are you?" He says, and the gentleman looks back at him and tips his hat and says, "Well, my name is Henry Ford. I made your car." Now, there are those who say that's an apocryphal story, but it's been repeated enough times that it actually may very well have some truth to it. And I think it's the second thing I want to remind us of today is that we didn't make us. That we didn't make our design. We didn't put our design together. We didn't wire us the way that we're wired. We didn't give us our temper or our disposition or our personality or the way in which we are. And maybe some of that is formed by the world, but largely it is formed by the one who made us. Not only are all the floorboards right where they need to be, or not only are all the parts of your life, both the transmission that is shipped and the things that are and the very stuff that it was transferred in, have a place and a part of the glorification of God and your glorification in God. Not only that, but that all the things that you think are broken, all the things that you think are beyond fixing, all the things that we think can't be done with, actually need only the hand of the Master, need only the goodness of God, need only the designer and the builder of the one who made us. Friends, if you're struggling today, if there's a boulder in your way that you can't figure out how to move, if there's a packing crate that you don't know where the pieces of it go, if there's a part of your life that is a pain that you don't know how to resolve and don't know what to do with it, look to the Creator on the road. Look to the builder of your life. Look to the one who says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And all that was made through Him." That's you. And without Him, nothing was made that was made. Friends, the Creator loves you. Your Creator wants good things for you on the road and has made a place for every part of your life in the building and the construction and the wonder and the beauty of your little car going down the road in these days. My hope is in all that you're struggling with is that you will take them to the one who made you, and that you might know wholeness and peace in them. All right, friends, that's my hope for you this Thursday. This day, we'll be worshiping at 10 o'clock this Sunday, by the way. We are back to our 10 o'clock hour. We're very excited. We'll be breaking bread and having communion. Join us here at 282 Rock Street. Be a part of this journey. It is my hope that goodness and love and grace find you in these days. Peace and grace to you, my friends, and we'll pick it up next week with another 11:11.